Get Certified Together program is created by Technocofe, your free online knowledge sharing website, based out in London.
So, like I told you, this podcast journey started in somewhere in June 2022. During that whole period, if you recall, I mentioned few collaborations which I'm trying to start with my friends. Again, some things really did well and something didn't go well. So, another podcast series is still in discussion phase. We are still not really sure how to get it on. We are still not able to get enough guests on it. Hey everyone, welcome again for episode 20 of the Get Certified Together series. I'm back again from my London home and it's getting really better here now. Somewhere around mid of December, it went, I think, up to -10, but now it's getting really better because temperature is fluctuating between 2 to 10 degrees Celsius, which is still manageable for people like us who are still having their first winter in the United Kingdom. Other than that, it was an amazing end to year 2022. I was planning to make this episode before, but time was not right. There were a lot of things to do in the end of December, not from only from professional front, but personal front as well. There was a lot of things ongoing. But still, I thought it's okay to make another episode just to thank you all and just to share a few stats before we move on to next year's journey for our pending topics and continue with our podcast series. In year 2022, I started this series for the first time. I got this idea of sharing my knowledge somewhere around January of 2022, where I started my own website and started writing of the blogs of the studies which I am doing and the kind of learnings which I am planning to do in whole year of 2022. Some goals were achieved, some were not. I was able to get certified in CompTIA, then I wrote whole blog series on various topics which I covered during that time. I was also planning to get certified in Kubernetes security, but that didn't go through because there were multiple factors for CKS actually because many Kubernetes security recommendation provided in CKS exam which are covered as part of syllabus are deprecated already in the new releases of Kubernetes. It was not actually a waste of time to do that certification, but I thought maybe I can give a skip to that because it was really taking time from other tasks which I had in mind. The goals which we plan in January of each year, we can cover them all. We all know that. So it's okay, means I managed to start few things and some things I had to let go because I couldn't do it. I moved from Singapore to UK in that period as well, and I shifted my whole podcast platform from Anchor to Red Circle. So both are free hosting platform in case you really want to know about how this podcasting journey is, how you can start your own podcast as well. It's not that complicated. There's a lot of options to choose from which hosting platform to use. Anchor is the free one. Before I moved from Anchor to Red Circle, it was already 6,000 downloads there, and now I'm checking the current stats on Red Circle. It's 6,500, so it's more than 10k downloads for the whole series, all the episodes, and that's quite encouraging for me. Ending the year, I have never thought that I will be able to reach even 5,000, but it's more than 10k already. So that's a great encouraging point for me to go on with the journey. At least even one single listener is getting the right knowledge, which I am also acquiring as I am going ahead with each episode. Then it's encouraging for me to share this knowledge and to share everything with you guys. Before moving ahead with more information, I really wish that you guys have an amazing end to year 2022. You guys must have amazing Christmas and long big holidays and of course the New Year celebration. So I really hope best for you guys. For me, it started really bad the December 1st and 2nd week because my second episode was due on 15 December as per my calendar. But for first 2 weeks of December, there was a bacterial infection spread all around in different schools in here in England and London. My daughter was also infected with that, and for whole 2 weeks I was busy in taking care of her. After 15 December, then it was her birthday and school holidays, so another 2 weeks I have to spend time with her. I postponed everything, and that's why I'm recording this. Even today, I'm recording this particular episode when everyone is sleeping in my house, and because I don't still have a studio room, so just before going for my morning run for today, I plan to have a quick short episode and record for you guys. So, like I told you, this podcast journey started in somewhere in June 2022. During that whole period, if you recall, I mentioned few collaborations which I'm trying to start with my friends. Again, some things really did well and something didn't go well. So another podcast series is still in discussion phase. We are still not really sure how to get it on. We are still not able to get enough guests on it. That was something which we were trying to start in the end of 2022, but maybe in 23 we will be able to start that as well. But again, we cannot really feel bad about those and just keep on working and improving ourselves on what we have in existing setup. Other than that, on professional front, I am moving back from managing or acting as a cloud consultant to really working on hands-on as a cloud architect and cloud infra engineer. That was something which I was missing a lot, and that was something which I was doing before as well. I really wanted to move back to the similar kind of work again, and I got one opportunity locally. And once I have everything sorted out, then I will share with you guys the journey about it as well, and how this visa process works in United Kingdom if you are planning to come here for employment, if you are a skilled worker, and of course how it really feels to work again in a setup where you have to do everything hands on yourself. So I'll share those things to you guys as well. So that is something which I will be sharing with you soon. For CCSP part, we have started quite well. We have covered already a couple of topics from domain one, like basics of cloud computing concepts, and cloud reference architecture, different cloud computing roles. We have covered, I think, 2 or 3 topics related to security concepts relevant to cloud computing. But again, journey is still big. I was checking the syllabus yesterday itself, and I still feel that we are quite slow. And from next week's episode onwards, we will be starting in full throttle, maybe covering 2 to 3 topics, subtopics each week, so that we can cover this whole whole syllabus by maybe March, somewhere around Feb or March. By April, we should be good to have our first attempt on CCSP. We cannot predict anything. We simply have to do our best and let future decide our result. But of course, we have to do our best. We have to learn with our best capabilities. So we'll be covering subtopics fast. But again, cloud computing in itself is a bit complicated concept if you are starting it for the first time. Adding security to that cloud computing add another layer of complexity. So again, I'm gonna say, if you guys feel any concept or any particular topic is not covered properly or should be repeated, then you can let me know in the comment section or on your favorite podcasting platform, and I will check and I will try to cover that subtopic or that concept again, because even I am doing it for the first time. I am learning everything for the first time, and most of the topic related to cloud computing is what I've been working for past 5 6 years, so I'm pretty good in that. But cloud security is something new for me as well. If something maybe which I have covered not in a better way, because I'm not a tutor or I'm not a professor. Maybe I don't have a good teaching skills as well. So if you feel that some topics I'm not able to explain properly, then let me know and I'll try to come up with a better explanation, because no one is perfect. So you can just shout out if you need anything from me. So again, thank you all. Thank you for listening to this short, quick recap of year 2022. And let's go together in year 23 with strong, positive vibes and a determination to learn something new, to get ourselves more aware of things around us, get ourselves more worked out on professional side as well as personal side as well, choose healthier choices and save our environment, because that's something which we are still not taking seriously. So let's all do our best in making ourselves a better human being, a better person. That's all for this week's episode. For next week, I will be covering various topics related to cryptography, data sanitization, and key management systems. So those are again security concepts relevant to cloud computing. And then again, we will be covering common threats to the cloud systems. So what are different type of, or what are different kinds of threats which are relevant to cloud computing? If you are putting your workloads on, you are using applications which are based on cloud, so what are the common threats to them? So we'll be covering all those topics in the next week episode. I'll try to make the next week episode a bit longer so that we can have more topics. And before and after end of each episode, I'll be covering what we'll be covering in next episode, and also what we covered already in the last week episode, so we can have a good revision before we move on to the next topic, and we can have a good idea before we end the episode. So that's something which I'll be doing from next episode onwards, because time to really move on and get started with all the rest of topics and wrap this thing up, because by the time we finish the CCSP journey, there's another thing lined up, and maybe another good certification or another good study path which we can follow after CCSP. After all, CCSP is not end of the life. There are a lot of things to do after it as well. So let's wrap it up faster. To be honest, I really want to finish it up as soon as possible so that we can have a good new exciting knowledge journey as well. And yeah, one more thing I want to cover before we end this week's episode is, I have heard from a few of my friends across the globe that COVID cases are again rising, and I really hope that it's not as bad as it was before, but still stay safe. Try to keep your hands clean. Use mask if you are going in a crowded area, but try to, even if you're not using mask, I don't think it's that extreme as of now, but still, if you feel a kind of symptoms, it's a viral only anyhow, and we all can get a viral fever. So if you're getting a symptoms, make sure that you're taking proper precautions, that you take proper rest and get yourself treated so that you don't spread it to other people. So just make sure we all are safe, and just stay safe, stay clean, and so we won't have the similar situation like we had. Okay, thank you all. Thank you for listening to this episode, and good morning, good night, and good luck.
Thank you for listening to Get Certified Together. If you loved our content, then please like and subscribe from your favorite podcast platform so you don't miss the notification for our next episodes and announcements.